A Sports Beat presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Brought to you by Roseman University, the dental clinic.
And hi there, everybody. Welcome to Game Night Live. Glad to have you aboard tonight. Jeremiah, region play heating up in high school football. And boy, did we have ourselves a Cache Valley Classic last night.
We've been looking forward to this matchup. Halfway through the regular season, there's only a handful of undefeated teams left standing. Skyview and Mountain Crest, a perfect 5-0, but not for long. Brittany Copeland has more from the championship caliber matchup.
The number 1 and number 2 teams in 4A and 2 of the 10 undefeated teams going into Friday night in high school football in the state of Utah. We knew we were in store for a big, heavy-hitting matchup between Skyview and Mountain Crest. We knew it was going to go down to the wire, but it literally did. The final second was when this game was decided. The first quarter started out slow until the Mustangs' Brady Hall finds Creedon Folger in the end zone. 17-yard touchdown. PAT is blocked. 6-3 Mountain Crest. Ensuing Skyview possession, Jackson Sidaway spots his favorite target, Mason Falsliv. 21-yard touchdown. Bobcats up 10-6 at the break. Late in the third quarter, Hall scrambling, and it's Cameron Moser on the receiving end. 38-yard score, Mustangs back up 13-10. Time ticking down, and Mountain Crest with a chance to put it away. 4th and goal. Bo Robinson is stopped in his tracks, so the Bobcats still have a shot. Sidaway going deep. Falsliv comes up with it, but is down at the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 3, 15 seconds left. Sidaway headed in for the score, but not so fast. Nicholas Nethercott rocks him. This is it. 4th down, 3.5 seconds left. Skyview going for the win. Cole Stokes off the tackle, and he scores as the clock expires. Skyview stays undefeated with the drama at the goal line. Going for it on 4th down there just to win this game. What was up with your decision there?
Well, it worked, so it was a good decision, but it was a tough call. The kids really talked me into it.
Well, Coach came over and he's like, we're going to pass it, we're going to pass it. And everybody unanimously just said, let's just run and get it in.
Have you proven that Skyview is the best team in 4A?
You know, we want to be the best team in 4A, but you never know. Any team can come out and play hard against us. You know, we just have to keep working hard.
Now that was a rivalry game.
Awesome.
To remember, yeah.
All right, last night our Game Night Live crew headed to Cyprus for a Region 2 matchup with Kearns.
Kearns coming in with a 5-game winning streak over Cyprus, and you got to watch it live on our KSL TV app. And we pick it up in the third quarter, Kearns leading 21-0.
2nd down and 10, ball at the 17-yard line. Falila breaks into the secondary. Ceci Falila reaches across. Is it a touchdown? Yes, it is. Ceci Falila, 17 yards. And now I think we can officially call this a blowout. Meldrum going to the end zone again. And it's caught for a touchdown.
Oh, nice.
25-yard hookup. Meldrum to Pollock, and what a catch. An adjustment he made for the touchdown. We have come to the end of the third quarter. Cyprus got on the board, but the Pirates still trail the Kearns Cougars 28-7 heading into the fourth. 1st down and 10. Meldrum going for it all. Got a receiver. And how's this for a big play to start the fourth quarter? 80-yard touchdown. Meldrum to Josh Amasio, and now the Pirates back into this thing. Wow.
I told you there was a chance, Rod. I told you there was a chance.
Taken at the 2.
Oh.
Ball on the ground. It's
Oh,
picked
my
up
goodness.
off the reverse fumble, and it's a touchdown, Cyprus. And just like that, the Pirates are back into this football game. Isaiah Sadilo with the fumble recovery and return for a touchdown. Oh, just like that, Scotty.
Wow.
Now they got a chance.
Got more than a chance now.
2nd down and 9. Falila again, fighting his way to the goal line, reaches across, touchdown. Ceci Falila, 13-yard touchdown, and Kearns regains the momentum. And they're going to try a reverse. And then the flea flicker.
Oh, he's got
a man wide open if they make the connection.
Oh!
He drops it in the end zone. Oh, my goodness, Rush. That was Amacio, made a great catch on the touchdown moments ago. Oh, and he has got to be the sickest man in West Valley and Magna. First down and 15. That's Afatasi. Isaiah Afatasi. Down the sideline, Isaiah Afatasi still on his feet. He's got a touchdown.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, 37 yards.
Wow.
Isaiah Afatasi.
Might be the last play of the game.
Meldrum to the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Edgar Breton. Kearns comes away with the 41-27 win over Cyprus.
All right, some great rivalry games this week. We showed you one earlier with Mountain Crest and Skyview. Now an important Region 4 matchup between American Fork and Lone Peak. AF looking for revenge after losing to the Knights 66-19 in the 5A semifinals last year. Lone Peak looking to make it 3 straight against their rival, the Cavemen. First quarter, American Fork driving. Bronson Barron threw for 7 touchdowns last week against Westlake, picking up right where he left off. It's Farrell Dean in stride. Next possession, Dean again, 31-yard touchdown. Cavemen up 6 after 1. Now to the second quarter, Lone Peak. After having a touchdown called back to play before, come right back with a 45-yard score. Brock Jones to Kobe Freeman. They take a 1-point lead. Cavemen facing 4th down, deep in Knights territory. Barron to Chase Roberts. American Fork back on top, 20-13, but the Knights started rolling after that. Jones to a diving Brigham Towbridge. Ties the game at 20. Next Caveman possession, Barron looking deep, but Chase Tucker picks him off. Knights in business in Caveman territory with 40 seconds on the clock. Jones to Cody Collins. 14 straight points to end the half. Lone Peak up 27-20 at the break. Third quarter, more from the Knights. The big back, Mason Wake. And he is woke. He's going to rumble all the way down to the 10-yard line. Would set up a 1-yard touchdown. American Fork coming right back. Down 14. Cavemen still down 14 when Barron's trying to get in. Dives to the pylon. He cuts it in to get the lead down to 7. A little later in the fourth, Cavemen still trying to close the gap, but Lone Peak's D making another big play. Barron is hitting the balls picked up by Jared Fotu, and he's gone. 46-yard pick 6. The Knights' third interception of the game. The Knights have won 5 of the last 6 over the Cavemen. Now 5-1. They head to Bingham for a big matchup next week. East hosting Harriman, and it was the Mustangs coming out and putting it to the Leopards. Maya Ea Kafa Liakihi. 24-yard touchdown, 7-0. East would respond in the third quarter. Sione Malisi with a 1-yard dive. We're tied. Harriman would take the lead again after a field goal set up by this big run from Liakihi. But the Mustangs defense could not hold after a big run by Charlie Vincent. It set up the game-winning score with 40 seconds left. Malisi again, and East survives a close call, 14-10. Skyline and Highlands. Skyline quarterback Tommy McGrath. 35 yards to Briggs. Binford barely gets in, and I mean just barely. In fact, if you ask Highland head coach Brody Benson, he's not convinced. While Skyline has gone to the spread, Highland still runs the triple option. Anish Singh with the huge run to set up a Matt Lloyd touchdown. Back to McGrath for Skyline. He's been slinging it all year long. He's got a lot of receivers helping him out. Binford and his Velcro hands. The juggling snag. Then McGrath's going to go up top again. Diodi Karahalios takes it down to the 4-yard line. And that's where Tyler Larson would punch it in. Highland was unstoppable in the second quarter. Trayton Keys, 65 yards for the touchdown. That ties it up at 14. We're just getting started with this one. It was a long night of touchdowns. Then Siope Tanifa from 12 yards. He's got a score. Ray Vision leaps the defender at the goal line. One more look at this. Wow, Skyline keeps coming. Great misdirection by McGrath. He's gonna hit Taylor Larson. Another huge play in this game, 65 yards for the touchdown. But Highland was just too dominant. 30 points in the second quarter. They led 37-29 at half. Rams D tightened up in the second half. and the Rams would roll to the 61-36 win.
Staying in Region 6, Lehigh hosting Olympus. Lehigh Jackson Moody. Big night, 2 touchdowns, including, watch this, boom, as he goes in for the touchdown. And, of course, Cameron Cooper continuing to put up big numbers, 414 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cade Moore also having a big year and a big night, 64-yard catch and run here. Lehigh takes care of Olympus in the region opener, 33-3. Game of the week in Region 9, Pineview hosting Dixie. This would set the tone early on. The Dixie defense stepping up. Peyton Wilgar. He could have a pick 6, trying to get to the pylon, but can't. But the Flyers would score moments later. Anyway, still in the second quarter. Receiver Hobbs Nyberg lines up in the backfield for Dixie no matter where he lines up, guys. He scores touchdowns, right? This one a 60-yarder. Then just before the end of the first half, Pineview trying to get some momentum here. Ryan Javinas, end zone. Jacob Mapungi, touchdown. Panthers, 37-yarder, but Dixie would have just lost to Pineview in last year's 3AA semis with the 24-14 win.
Region 7, Jordan and Brighton beat Diggers. Haven't lost since week 2. Bengals trying to avoid their second straight loss, second quarter. Crew Wakely doing Crew Wakely things. Scrambles and heaves it down the field. Connor Hughes comes up with it. And he's in. It's a 55-yard touchdown. Now, we've seen Wakely throw for touchdowns. We've seen him run for touchdowns. But now we get to see him catch a touchdown pass. He is talented. 21 points in the second quarter alone. Jordan wins 49-21.
We have more highlights on the way and also a special ceremony at halftime of the Kearns Cyprus game.
Corporal John W. Angel.
Cyprus math teacher receiving the Purple Heart. His story of passion, patriotism, and pride coming up next.
The top 2 teams in 1A, Duchesne and Milford. What a play on special teams. Duchesne's Jack Roberts. Now, you might have missed that. It's an incredible punt block. The ball never touched the ground. He's going the other way for a touchdown. Wow. Duchesne would take a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. Weston Paulson, he rushed for 109 yards and 2 scores, 44 of those yards on this play alone. Milford would battle back in the second half. Bryson Barnes at quarterback to Colton Pomeranke. The Tigers are on the board. Fourth quarter, the Tigers get within 2 points. Stetson Wright, pick 6, but Duchesne would survive the rally. The Eagles move to 5-1. Milford no longer among the unbeaten in the state. Region 12, Ridgeline and Logan. This is Ridgeline's quarterback, Brady Stewart. Can you find him there? There he is. He's got the edge. He's going down the sideline, and he's going to take it to the house. Another big run for the Riverhawks. Skylar Everett, 50-yard touchdown. And Ridgeline has a 55-26 win.
Bear River at Green Canyon. Bear River's Brady Brown putting up some fireworks of his own to Jacob Olson, 6-yard touchdown. Bears jumping out to an early lead. Green Canyon trying to get a rally going here. Brock Mortensen, 48-yard touchdown. But the Bears would come away with the region road win, 26-7.
Grand undefeated in 2A, hosting North Sevier. First, the defense with a huge play. This is Nick Downard, the linebacker. It's going to take him a little time, but he's got a pick 6. It's a 55-yard return, and the Red Devils' run game would take care of it from there. Dakota Johnson with one of his 5 touchdowns. This one, an 85-yarder. He rushed for 211 yards. Grand is now 6-0.
Well, last night at halftime of the Kearns Cyprus game, John Angel, a math teacher at Cyprus, received the Purple Heart for his service and sacrifice. Angel suffered a traumatic brain injury 13 years ago while serving in Iraq. This is his story of overcoming pain with passion, pride, and courage.
We're in the cemetery in Andajov, and I was providing security for my commanding officer. We received indirect fire. One thing led to another and suffered a TBI. What I remember from the incident was that my CO is the one that saved me that day. Afterwards, I didn't complain. I had headaches, I was having nosebleeds. My equilibrium was off, but I just sucked it up and kept going. So as soon as I got to Germany, they did an MRI, and they found a flare in the left hemisphere of my occipital lobe, about the size of a quarter. They performed a surgery on my occipital nerve. They ran 2 electrodes that run from the back of my head onto each nerve, and they send a current, kind of like when you stick your tongue on a 9-volt battery, and it runs up onto the nerve, and you feel that. I feel that in my head consistently.
John Angel returned home in 2008.
But I was depressed. I had major PTSD. I couldn't control anything. I was drinking. I was doing things I shouldn't have. I had no goal in life. 6 months ago, I was a Marine, and now I'm not. Now I just felt like a drain on society. And it wasn't until November 15, 2008 that I met the love of my life. She changed everything from there. Got me help. I was still effective as a human being. I might not be a Marine, but I still had a place in this world.
And with the help of his wife, April, and his family, John Angel found his place in the world.
I wanted to get a degree that showed that I can push through my disability. So I did. I went and used a degree, got a degree that made me use my brain, which was math. We have to have the same variables.
That brought him to Cyprus as a math teacher.
Plus root 5. And I went into the classroom, and I have not felt an exhilaration of where I'm actually accomplishing something since I carried a rifle. 17 is 2xy, the cubed root of 3.
Angel is using his Marine experience, attitude, and determination to help his students find their place in the world.
Anything else? A lot of them have families that care for them and are there for them, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them rely on their friends who are in gangs, and they want to give them that, and they think they have that. And I refuse to accept defeat from terrorism. I'm not going to accept defeat from a 19-year-old who thinks he's all that while he's in a gang.
The Purple Heart Medal is awarded to those service members who have bled or been injured in defense of their country, and to those who have sacrificed for their brothers and sisters in arms.
Friday night at halftime, for his service and sacrifice, John Angel received the Purple Heart.
This is to certify that the President of the United States of America has awarded the Purple Heart, established by General George Washington at Newburgh, New York, August 7, 1782, to Corporal John W. Angel.
What does that mean to John Angel?
It's more humbling than I initially anticipated. The amount of work that everybody went through behind the scenes when I didn't think I rated it and did this for me was more humbling than I could have ever imagined. And it's also, I have the guilt with it. A lot of people that day, they didn't come back. I also want my family from years and years to now to look back and say, hey, your great-great-grandfather or your great-great-uncle, he got injured, but he decided not to be a drain on society afterwards. He went and he got an education. He got a functional part in America. And he realized that, hey, just because I have a disability, just because I was injured, I was able to push through it. The Purple Heart shows him that. And I want my students to know that there's more out there than gangs and drugs. The biggest gang that I've ever been in my entire life is the United States Marine Corps. We are a fraternity of brothers that is everlasting through time. I mean, we will guard the streets of everything and anything you can possibly think of. Listen to the Marine Corps hymn. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We've been around before and after time. And when I die, I'm going to be guarding the streets of gold for God.
You have got to love his passion and his desire and his determination and the intensity that he has to use his experience to help his students stay out of harm's way with gangs and drugs.
You know, in the world of sports, we often consider the great sports athletes our heroes. John Angel is a true hero.
Yeah, thank you for that. We'll be right back. All right, the best of the week, loaded up, ready to roll.
Yeah, plenty of fireworks in the latest highlight reel.
All right, primetime performers for Week 6, Orem's Cooper Lagasse. 6 touchdown passes in the Tigers' 49-0 win over Mountain View. And 3 of those were to junior Puka Nakua, who had 201 yards receiving and averaged 28 yards per catch.
Summit Academy's Hayden Reynolds, 6 touchdown passes in the 50-14 win over North St. Pete. And how about this? One more look. Duchesne's Jack Roberts, a 33-yard blocked punt and touchdown return. He also had a sack, but that is one of the most bizarre plays. It didn't even, he caught it right off the kid's foot.
Yeah. I did that in Little League against Hill Air Force Base once. Thank God on a sportsmanlike penalty for doing Billy Winter
Photos
Johnson.
or video, and it didn't happen.
See ya.